let's talk about the amazing Roman workbench. This is a great little bench that I built in less than a day, or about a day, and it does a lot of amazing things. This is thousands of years old technology, and we can still use it today. So let me show you how it works. So if I want to plane the face of a board, here I can just put it right up against either one of these planing stops, and if I have a wide board, I could just put it against both of them. It keeps it nice and steady for me. So here I can clean this board up, plane it nicely, no problem. If I want to plane the edge of this, well, I can just turn it up like that, but this one is fairly square and not too tall and fairly wide, so that will work okay like that. But what if you want to plane the edge of this? This is not going to sit very nicely for you. So now what you have to do is use these other pegs here, put those up, and another one in the middle. Pegs are a little tight right now, all the rain we've had. So that sits like this, and you notice that this peg is between these two. That's important because it creates a little triangle right there, and it pushes this board equally into these two pegs here. So now we add a wedge. We add our wedge, and we can kind of hammer that in place. Try to make your hole straight. My peg's a little crooked, so it makes the board lean a little bit, but it still works just great. And I can use a different plane, and now I can edge plane this. If you have a long board that goes on down here, then you can just get next to it as well. And that works just great. So edge planing works great, and you can also, this also holds it strong enough that you can mortise it really nicely. You could hang out here and mortise right into this as well. Another thing you need to do, you need to hold irregular things sometimes, whether you need to plane it or carve or whatever. So here's a bowl blank, and that can sit, need all these up, that can sit right in here. It doesn't quite fit there, but it fits with this one. And now you'll see we made another triangle, just a larger triangle this time, where this bowl fits in there. And if you need something even larger, then you could use one of these other holes. And I wedge it in place again, and again it's in there really solidly. So I can hold something that's pretty irregular. Well, sometimes you want to work on a board that is not square. So here, say I want to turn this round. Now I can work on the same board, which are, these are just called bench saddles. So you can set these on back here and put it on its corner. So now I can work on the corner. Like that. And I can do it with that, or if I need to speed up, I can get this guy, take it off quicker. So now I could actually go until this is round and just take all these off, make it octagonal, or make it round, whatever I need to do. And I can also just work with it as it's round, because it'll sit there and sit in whatever position I put it. So that works great. And sawing. Sawing's obviously an important one. So that's really great. This bench really does a great job for sawing. So let's say we need to cut this off. So then we saw there. So you just put it off the end of the bench, and because this is a giant saw bench. And works like a charm. So that works great. And if you need to rip it, then you get out, and I'll just get out my holdfast here. Come on down a little further. And just get out my holdfast, hang it off, you know, mark a line. You're going to mark a line. And now you can rip. And the beautiful thing about this ripping on this is I don't really have to hold anything. One of the things I've found that's been a pain when ripping on saw benches is that I'm always having to hold something. A lot of times I can't use my other hand, but this, a little knot here, this just sails right through. And I stay in a really pretty upright position and can go right through. And I've done a fair amount of ripping on this just in the few days that I've had this built. So the ripping is the most exciting part to me. So this is a bench that you can use for lots of different projects, especially if you are just getting started in doing hand tool woodworking, or want to get started in hand tool woodworking. You're a homesteader and you're not a woodworker, you just need to be able to work on things. This is a great bench that you can take outside. You can stow away if you don't have a lot of storage space, if you don't have like a dedicated shop or anything, then this stows away. It's super cheap to make. There's no hardware. There's literally not one metal piece in this thing. The only thing I would recommend is getting yourself a set of holdfasts. I'd get 2 of them. You can get these from Gramercy Toolworks over at toolsforworkingwood.com, I believe it's the website. And these are like $35 for a pair of them. They are worth it a million times over. I got the inspiration from this from Chris Schwartz's Roman workbench. That's why I say this is thousands of year old technology. I actually built this for my son, who is 6 years old. So he's very short. And so I did want it a little bit shorter for him so his legs would reach the ground more easily. He still, at this point, I have to put some things under his feet so he can use it more, so he can use it better. Because you don't really want to have your feet dangling off of this when you're trying to use it. Alright, that's the low Roman workbench. And so you can build like a Roman. Nice job.